All right, what's going on, everybody? We got a little post-draft notes here. I got my main man Keegs following along.
Bless your life.
I think we're gonna do a little bit of talking about keepers. We're gonna talk about our draft strategy, draft order. We're talking about team rankings. We're talking about division rankings. Maybe some bold predictions at the end. We'll see. But we kind of just want to start off by talking about the keeper values and who kind of had the better keepers, who kind of had the shitty keepers. Not no keeper is shitty, but not as good per se.
Yeah,
Um,
I think everybody got value with their keeper. Obviously there is no negative value with the keeper,
yeah,
but definitely some better than others. So that's what we want to rank here. And it's pretty
we
straightforward too, right? It's
we
just 80
yeah,
value.
sorry to cut you off, but we went through and we kind of ranked them. So this is a little spoilers, but I think everybody kind of might already be on the same page.
Yeah.
Um, you want to go through Keegs?
Yeah. So I also had Brock Bowers number one. I mean, just when you look at ADP in the draft, that's obviously the most striking value there. Tied in one. What was it? The ninth round, right?
Yeah, it was Brock in the ninth, so he's
Yeah.
probably going for like a second rounder,
I mean, come on.
maybe early third if depending on the league, right? But
Tough to beat. Yeah, early third. I mean, borderline first rounder some of the time. I mean, that's just incredible. And you don't have to worry about your tight end either. Like, what a luxury that is.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
no,
yeah, great value there.
feels good. That one feels good for me. I think me and Keegs kind of went flip flop on 2 and 3 here,
It's close.
but it was close. But I think we were kind of came down to it. Chase Brown. This is a league that values running backs and might reach for running backs a little earlier than they should. So just
Yeah,
being able to get Chase Brown in the who's the seventh
yeah,
um, is major value. But Brian Thomas Jr. is definitely a close third, if not second.
yeah. One
Um,
A, one B for sure.
yeah, and then BTJ was also in the seventh, I think. Let's go to draft here.
Yeah, it was in the seventh.
Yeah. We had the Tony Pollard, Chase Brown, and Brian Thomas all being drafted in the same rounds. And then you were kind of
Yeah, and I
talking
think
about this grouping here, this next grouping of keepers.
yeah, we were. But just real quick, my comment on that is I mean, Brown and BTJ were so close. Joe even made a comment during the draft, like how prioritized the running backs are, and I mean, this Bengals offense is just going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw what it was last year, and
Mhm.
there's less competition for Chase, so that's kind of what edged it for me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, on to yeah. I mean, these
Yeah. He had
does that show? Yeah,
54 receptions as a running back last year, and he's probably
that
only getting
shows
more
there
this
too.
year. So it's
Yeah,
crazy. Chase Brown's a great
it should
player.
be great. Should be great. But yeah, so this next group, which I was a part of, really close group here. I feel like nobody would really argue with this when you just look at ADP, right? Puka's a first round pick, Achan a high second, and then Kyron like generally right behind Achan, just because Achan gets the receiving work. But all great values here. I was thinking about going Chase instead of Achan. Really happy that I went Achan just for like roster construction, which we'll talk in more detail here in a little bit. But all really close here, all fantastic keeper values. You're getting, receiver one, RB1, fifth round here. That's
Yeah.
tough to beat.
Yeah. No, that's it's. I kind of had the same thought process as you. I went 12. I could have kept Bijan with the 12, but I did like two or three
Yeah,
mocks, and every team that I mocked with like Bowers,
just
it,
looks better.
it just looks better. That
Yeah,
turn that we sat on had great players at it, and I
yeah,
think
yeah. And again, we'll get into that. We will
yeah,
get into
yeah,
that heavy for sure.
yeah, we will. Um, Lamar at 7. So we put this at 7 just because Lamar is like right there with Josh Allen, QB1. Um,
My QB1, Lamar this
Keegan's
year.
QB1.
Yep.
MVP. Or no, Josh Allen got MVP.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah.
Lamar maybe should have gotten MVP. But Lamar had a great season last year. Getting him in the fourth
Just a
round,
difference maker.
yeah, it's a guy that we'll be talking about later. We'll be talking about flex positions and whatnot, but Lamar's going to be a guy that's going to put up
Yeah.
2 to 3 times more than your flex position
Yeah.
every single week. So it's very good keeper, I think. And you
Yeah.
got
There's
a
only
round of
there.
value in the
Yeah. I mean,
fourth to third.
Jalen Hurts went second round. I think Josh Allen did too. So I mean, with those draft picks
Hurts
going,
went
I mean,
second.
that's great. Yeah, yeah, I'm like pretty sure on that. Yeah, Josh Allen,
Damn.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah,
Okay.
Hawk
Okay.
Dogs.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
which I mean, I don't think that's necessarily bad. Like, like if
Yeah.
you want to
No.
lock that down.
Yeah.
But I think that helps Lamar even more because
It
there's only a
does.
couple. There's two, maybe three players
Mhm.
in the draft that can get close. Get 400 points, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, Derrick Henry, incredible year last year, had 330. Jamar
Mhm.
Chase had like 340 last year. So like just to put in perspective, like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson can get you 400 points. That in the fourth round is so
Yeah.
good.
No. Lamar's a great keeper. Put him at 7. Didn't put him any higher just because um, those skill position superstars almost are are so good in the later rounds that you
Yeah.
can it puts you in a position where you could take like one of those high QBs. Like Parker picked
Yeah.
Josh Allen in the second because he kept Chase Brown
Or
in the
Jalen Hurts, but yeah.
or Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So next year we've got Sutton, and yeah,
yeah.
this is Devin's team, so I can take this one as kind of like an outside thought here, external non-Broncos fan, but Sutton, this is 6th round value, right?
6th round value. Yep.
Yeah, and Sutton is, I mean, just with how much better the Broncos are going to be this upcoming year. Yes, they're going to run the ball a lot because their defense is so good. Bo Nix, second year in the system. He's their guy. He's a great quarterback. Sutton is an alpha dog. Doesn't really have a ton of competition, especially with Vele going. He's going to be a number one. I think he will likely finish this year as a top 10 receiver. Could be a little bit ambitious. Maybe safer to say top 15, but Sutton in the six is really sweet and just a great keeper for Connor there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm frequenting the Bonix highlights, but it's obvious that Sutton is such a target for Bonix. Like it's his comfort guy. Like he just throws the
Yeah,
ball his way. I mean, he had
big target, runs routes.
135 targets last year, and there's
Yeah,
probably only more where that came from. So,
yeah.
no, I think Sutton's a great keeper. I think he's slept on. Should be going higher than he is, but I like that, and it's going to a fellow Broncos fan in Connor as
You gotta
well.
love that.
Gotta
Shout out
love
Connor.
that. Let's get to the next one here. We got Saquon at 9. This is the
Yeah,
first of our first round keepers, so it's kind of like an interesting strategy where Bryce had an early pick of the draft order and dropped back to what was he 10 or
yeah.
was
He
he
was 10.
10?
Yeah.
So he could drop back and keep Saquon and get a little bit of value there for that. I like the Saquon pick. I
Me
think
too.
it's good. I don't think it's down at 9, so it's not anything like crazy special. He's going back and he's making sure he gets his guy,
Yeah.
and he's getting a little bit of value out of it. So I don't have too much to say on that one, but
Yeah, I mean, these first round keepers, not a lot to say. I mean, you're just getting a little bit of value there, but you get your guy. Saquon probably would have went top 5 in this draft. A lot of good players still on the board, but
yeah.
good value. Got your
Mhm.
guy.
Yep.
Very likely to be RB1 again if he can stay healthy after a long, postseason last year.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. Should be good
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Yeah. And then we got Hawkinson at 10. So this was the
Hockey
deep.
stocks.
This is the deepest keeper that we had. He was all the
Yep.
way down
11.
into round 11. So I mean, you got people picking defenses here already. So you have your starting tight end. I mean, he probably I don't know Hawkinson's ADP off the back of my hand, but It's
He was a riser though. I don't know his ADP either, but he was a fucking riser. And Hawkinson is also a beneficiary of a really banged up Vikings receiving core. We got the suspension with Addison,
mm-hmm.
Jettas with the hamstring. They
Yep.
traded for Thielen because Jalen Naylor is out.
Yep.
Like, I mean, the start of the season for sure should be fantastic for Hawkinson. Could
Yep.
be a big difference maker for him, but yeah, pretty good value there.
No, I agree. I agree. We got Jay Jettas here at 11. Same as Saquon, but probably just a little bit less value.
Yeah,
Kyle Spalding had
seven, maybe eighth,
the where draft recap. He had the
eighth.
eighth pick, so I mean he probably jumps. He probably would have went before Derrick Henry, so
Probably
two
six.
spots. Yeah,
Yeah, 5 or 6 is where you probably should go with this draft board, I would say.
yeah. So it's not crazy value, but again, he's going out. He's getting a guy that he likes.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the fun, at least for me, that's the fun part about fantasy football is having your guys, having the guys you like, and drafting the guys that you
yeah,
like. As
yeah, no doubt.
we'll get into in our draft recap a little bit. And then last we got Noah keeping Tony Pollard. Um, Noah was gifted. Um, Noah was gifted this team, so he did what he could with it. Didn't have too many great options. He could have kept AJ Brown
Yeah,
in the first, but
yeah,
Pollard got, especially with the Tajay Spears injury, Pollard got a couple rounds of value, maybe
yeah.
even a little bit more. I'm kind of post week one. I'm high on Pollard, but he's gonna run into those dogs week one, and I
Yeah,
fear
my
for him.
dogs. That's my defense,
Yeah,
baby. Let's go.
that's my defense too.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Nah, I
right.
mean Pollard. Yeah, until Spears back from IR or the pup, whatever he's on. I mean
Yeah.
Pollard, of course, should be good. The
Yep.
Titans might fucking suck, so like maybe it doesn't mean anything, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's a pretty good chance they're all right too. So I
Yeah.
think Pollard should be good for the start of the season.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like starting off hot rather than starting off slow and then rising towards the mid-season. It just makes you
Yeah,
feel a little bit better, a little bit
yeah.
less anxious that your team is like your team's good. You don't have to worry a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
Unless
Pollard
you
good trade bait too. Like if he starts off
Pollard
hot and
Pollard
then
could be good trade bait.
week 5, 6 come around, somebody's struggling, they see some big numbers, you could utilize that. So
Yeah.
definitely something to consider.
No, I agree. I agree. All right,
Yeah,
let's move into our next segment we got here. We're gonna go over our draft strategy. So this
yeah,
part's just gonna be me and Keegs, I think, yapping about our
glazing rather.
glazing our draft strategies. So you can skip this part if you want, but
Don't listen to me glaze.
let's glaze a little bit. So we did the draft order game. I was the second choice, so Parker picked fourth, and then I decided instead of picking one that I wanted to drop all the way down to the 1-2 turn at pick
Which
12.
pissed me off because I was hoping for that chase donk, but in reality, I found that wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah,
Go on,
yeah.
go on.
My thought process was I'm going to reach on Bucky Irving no matter what. I kind of got outed in the pre-draft. Everybody knew I was going to do this, even though I didn't say it. Um,
It
but
just made the most sense when you looked at
Bucky's my
value,
guy.
right?
Bucky's my guy, and I knew when I picked the pick, Nico Collins was also still going in that range.
Yeah,
So I was like Bucky, Nico Collins, like that is what I want.
great start to
And
a draft.
then Nico started slipping, and probably two, probably a week or two out of the draft, I realized that that was probably not going to be an option.
Yeah,
But I knew at this 1-2 turn that I could pick Bucky. I could get one of the elite wide receivers of the draft. Or at
yeah,
least like not like a Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb or like Jay
yeah,
Jettas, but like that one of those solid tier 2 guys, and
yeah.
that made me happy. So that's why I went with that.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I've got my rankings pulled up here, and like my thought process here is like Okay, like I could keep Achan, I could keep Chase. Like what's the advantage being on the top of the draft? Well, you get a top player. It's just I feel like that drop off from the top of the second round to the end of the second round was
Yeah.
substantial,
Yeah.
especially when you look at that tier of receivers that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's the tier one, there's Chase, Lamb, Jettas, and then
Mhm.
that like next group of receivers, the Nico, ARSB, Malik,
Yeah.
Drake London, even AJ Brown right there in that lump. Like,
Yeah.
I liked all those guys a lot, so I would be happy to get any of them. And
Mhm.
then on top of that, I really like the running backs that were in the mix there at the kind of like the start of the second round. And then after that drop off, I felt
Yeah.
like that was substantial too. So I just felt like right there was a great spot to get two great players to start off your
Mhm.
draft with a value on a keeper. It made the most sense to me. That's why I did it. Obviously, Joey did that. Devin, like this was very apparent that this was a really good strategy.
Yeah.
And I think the teams reflect that a bit.
Yeah. I agree. I was surprised when I had Malik Neighbors fall to me in the second round.
I thought I was gonna pick him, but like when I was sitting there with all of those tier two receivers in front of me, I came into the draft thinking I would pick Neighbors if he fell,
Yeah.
and then I was just like, dude, like I don't know. It was a crapshoot. I like all of those receivers. I felt comfortable with Nico just because of the Joe Mixon injury. I thought he was going to be more dominant in that offense, so I wanted him.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of them are good, so it's hard to compare.
I was rather happy that Neighbors fell to me. Because I was just gonna go Drake London. And I
Yeah,
was very happy with Drake London. I think Joey is also
yeah.
very happy with Drake London.
Drake London's sick, dude.
That was kind of my like I wasn't gonna be super happy if Amon Ra slipped down to me, like, because I was gonna pick him, but he's just not a guy that I
Not your
enjoy.
guy.
He's not my guy. I like
Yeah,
drafting my guys, and I had Bucky
yeah.
on my team, and I had Neighbors on my team last season, so like I was cheesing ear to ear when those were my first two picks.
Yeah, yeah. If I can mention really quick, so you're running back Bowers, Bucky, and Neighbors, and
Yeah,
your boy is running back. We got Debo, which he was so bad last year, but we got Debo, Kittle, and Achane running it back. So
yeah,
right there with
yeah.
you.
No, no, it's a good feeling. You like rooting for your guys. I mean, we
Yeah,
played each other in the championship. We both had two good
yeah,
teams.
yeah,
You like drafting the players that did well for you. Um,
yeah,
when I also was picking on that 1-2 turn, um, I knew that I really liked the guys on the 3-4 turn as well.
yeah. That's a great point. That's something that I wanted to bring up too. I
Um,
really like those guys as compared to like
yeah,
if I can just I want you to finish that thought, but just really quick, like if you look at the top of the third round, like those receivers like Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, like
yeah,
and then you look at like the fourth round, right? Like
yeah,
either guys fall to you or you can pick somebody like I love Tet, I also love Calvin Ridley.
yeah.
You can pick one of the guys that you want, or you can get
hmm
value like a Marvin Harrison Jr. or Garrett Wilson. I really like that at the 3-4 turn as well.
I agree. My strategy a little bit. It was kind of. I thought it was like kind of bulletproof, but I wanted DK at the 3-4 turn.
DK was on my board too. Yeah, that was a great
Um,
pick.
and then when Kittle fell to you, you drafted Kittle. You were one of my biggest threats, I think, to
Yeah,
draft
DK.
DK. So when Kittle
Yeah,
fell to
I would
you,
have
I was like,
probably took him.
and then it got to the point where it was Tyreek was still there, and I was like, I wouldn't mind Tyreek or DK. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm glad. Um, and then Ken Walker. It was those three guys. I was like, I would love any of those three guys. They're all great.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and then I mean, I went running back receiver into running back receiver. So I kind of filled out my wide receiver 1-2 and my RB 1-2 in the first two rounds, which was the
yeah.
plan. Um, and I was pretty happy with all of those guys.
Yeah, and just on the topic of running backs, like I made that point about the receivers just a second ago. Like look at these running backs at the 3-4 turn. R.J. Harvey,
Yeah.
we got Hubbard, and we got Ken Walker, and let's compare those to Kamara, James Conner, and who's the next closest running back that went? Travion, I guess. I mean Travion. I would have loved him too, but like I feel like that value was still fairly similar, and then you
Yeah.
get a better pick that following round. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean like I said, we were gonna fucking glaze. We're glazing so hard right
Yeah,
now with our
yeah.
pick
No,
selection.
that's
Like
okay. That's
you
okay.
know, we definitely
Um,
thought this was the best position for the draft.
for sure. I hated that 2-3 turn.
Me too. Me too.
When I got backlash. I got backlash for dodging the first pick. And I was looking and I was like, I don't I don't want to feel like I need to draft at the time it was Tyreek Hill. That was kind of the top of the third. He ended up
The Garrett
falling.
Wilson, JSN, Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill
I
clump,
wouldn't have mind
Marvin Harrison Jr.
wouldn't have mind JSN.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think one team that felt that pressure was Kyle B. He
Yeah.
had because he went up, he reached for Alvin Kamara and he reached for James Conner. Which when I first saw it, I was like, don't know if I agree with that, but looking back, I think it was actually a pretty good idea that he did that. But
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel good because you're you want to feel like you're getting some guys like below their ADP sometimes,
Yeah.
and
It's not as exciting.
yeah, I was big on Kamara. I got Kamara on my other team or my other league, so um, I was kind of hoping that he would somehow make it to me, but I kind of realized prior to the draft that was probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, well, that's kind of. I mean, I think that's pretty much those thoughts on the draft here.
yeah,
It's just like we just preferred the players that were available at
yeah,
like the back end turns, right?
yeah,
I feel like there was more opportunity for players to drop,
mhm,
and in my opinion, that was kind of the reality there. So
yeah,
trade off, top elite tier one player for maybe a couple of a tier two and like a tier three, but
yeah.
that's kind of what I thought was better.
Yep, I agree. One glaze on the way out here.
Hit them with
If
another.
if on this 3-4 turn, if I didn't get DK and I didn't like any of the wide receivers that were still here, I would have reached on Pickens.
I like
And
Pickens a lot.
and
He was also on
the
my board.
fact that I was thinking about reaching on him here at the turn, and then
You got him there.
24 picks passed, and I got him at the other turn. I was like, I don't feel as bad about fucking drafting Bo
Yeah.
Nix in the fifth
I mean, look at some of
round.
these receivers: Zay Flowers, Devontae Smith, Rice,
Yeah,
Worthy. Like I would
yeah,
rather have Pickens than any
yeah,
one of those guys. It
yeah.
was a great pick.
And post Parsons trade even more. So,
Yeah, even more.
yep. Okay.
We got the
So,
NFC Bengals over there down in Texas.
yep, yep. I was actually thinking about that. It's like the Cowboys are just cosplaying as the Bengals this
Dude,
year.
Joey mentioned it to me too, and I texted him back, and I was like, "Bro, this is a thought I also had. So
Yeah,
if you know ball, this is just something that
yeah,
just comes to mind for sure."
yeah. All right, we're gonna
Um, yeah,
Are we doing division rankings, or
yeah. Let's go.
or do we
Yeah,
want to
let's go
go
through
and
that.
go through every team?
Yeah, let's do division rankings.
Okay.
Let's show the people what the rankings are. Let's tell them rather.
Okay.
For each separated by division, we'll tell them
Yeah.
what the ranking is. We'll go through each team, and then we'll wrap it up with some bold predictions.
Okay. Let's do that here. You wanna just start us off? I'm getting a little graphic ready for
Yeah.
us here.
So, do we want to start with what division do we want to start with?
Let's do Charmander. Everybody loves Charmander. Everybody wants to know.
I love some Charmander.
I know. I know. Start off with
All right.
Charmander here.
So we got for the rankings. If you don't believe in yourself to win, you're just playing yourself. Of course, I got myself at number one in Charmander. Thankfully, Devin agreed with that, so it's not too
I
much of
did.
a
I
too
did
much of a
agree.
glaze there.
It
But
wasn't.
yeah, we were sorry.
I said it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't biased. I did my rankings, and Keegs did his separate, and then we came together.
Yeah, but I will say that my rankings changed quite a bit. So I don't want any hurt feelings here because who I have at 4, I originally had at 2, and then I moved them down. So Like it was so close, and this is all BS predictions. Like when the pads come on, we'll know who's going to be good, right? So,
Yeah.
so for the power rankings, Charmander, I've got the Barsugnators. Number 2, I've got the Stuffers. Number 3, I got Bait and Switch, and then number 4, I've got Arc. I've
Arc?
got Zero Bark. Zero
Oh,
Bark.
Zero Bark 30.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think Jack drafted at the sixth position,
Yeah. Well, let's just go
or
team by team here. So
this.
you want to start
Yeah,
with Jack?
yeah. Let's start with you. Let's start with you.
Okay. I didn't write down anything for me. Like I'm gonna leave that one to you,
Okay.
and obviously I've got my thoughts on it. So why don't you just go ahead and say what you got
Yeah.
to say about it?
So, I think the pairing of Taylor and Achan is deadly. I think the upside of both of those guys is top five RB. And they both showed. Jonathan Taylor averaged, I think, last year. Like, look at these numbers. Like
Yeah.
a couple sprinkled off weeks here and there, but
There
his
was some injury
averages
mix in
are
there.
insane. I'm not sure. I don't think they've brought anybody in to help him with his
No,
workload. So
there's no competition. They've got like Giddens or whatever his name
yeah,
is, and he's alright. But
I
JT's still the man.
I really contemplated going double RB round one with Bucky Jonathan Taylor. I really like Jonathan Taylor. Achan Achan's floor is low with injury
Yeah,
and
for
everything,
sure.
but his
Tua and
ceiling
Achan both risk.
his ceiling is crazy high. So risk factor there. I think Nico Collins could be a top five receiver. Um, one criticism I had was double rookie
Double
receiver,
youngin.
double
Yeah,
youngin. Just unproven yet. They're gambles, but they're both first round NFL picks
yeah,
in good situations. And you gotta love yourself a little rookie love in the drafts.
yeah,
So
yeah.
these were your shots at like the rookies, and that's respectable. You got the Broncos defense, um, something I was very high on, but I think that your bench can can that's kind of why I put you number. You got Kittle as well, so you got Kittle at tight end, could be tight end one. You have all these guys that are more likely than not going to be good. Um, I think Zach Charbonnet could be one of the best handcuffs in the league.
Could even,
Um,
I mean, Ken Walker injury risk.
yeah,
Kubiak loves him. Like he could also just,
yeah,
it could be a 50-50 split this year, in my
exactly.
opinion.
We all saw Debo in that one preseason game. Could go crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and that was I did we draft before McLaurin got his con? I can't remember, but
we drafted after.
it was after. Okay.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, dude, Debo and his value should be going up with this McLaurin uncertainty, and I mean we've seen that with players like Ayuk last year, right?
Yeah.
Where they're not at practice, they're not practicing, they try to go in week one, and it just doesn't look the same. So
Yeah.
I think Debo, at least for the start of the season, will be really implemented in that offense.
I like Tank. I in my notes I kind of said don't try to draft any Browns players.
Yeah,
But if you're drafting any of them, you're taking a shot on Tillman. I think that's
yeah.
pretty normal. Um, and then I like Demario Douglas, Pop. I think he could
Uh,
go crazy. I have
yeah,
him in my other league, as I showed you, but
yeah.
I wanted a piece of those Pats receivers, whether it be Stephon Diggs or Demario Douglas. Um,
Right.
yeah, I mean Brock. He's not like some super flashy, great
No,
fantasy quarterback, but he'll get the job done probably. We'll see with like we'll just see how the Niners do. He's gonna do just as well as how the Niners do, I think.
I'm a little bit worried to start the season with all these receiver injuries.
Yeah,
Kind of banking that McCaffrey and Kittle are just going to do a lot of rack stuff like they normally do.
yeah,
But real quick, if I can just make a comment about Pop
yeah,
Douglas.
yep.
I tried to get him in all of my leagues. I got him in 2 out of 3,
Uh-huh.
but this guy, I probably saw more highlights out of camp
Yeah.
than any player. Like this guy very apparently to me looks like they're like gadget, like playmaker, deep ball,
Yeah.
rack kind of a player. And I think he, like in your other leagues, if he's sitting there, you should pick him up because I think there's a really good chance that he's very involved with their game plan. Um, and then just on Tillman, real quick. I mean, that's the guy I'll likely drop if he doesn't
Yeah.
perform week 1 with Joe Flacco at quarterback against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to perform during the season. So, but I mean, he also like I wouldn't mind starting him week 1 too. Like
Yeah.
Joe Flacco against Cincinnati. Like
Mhm.
he could go off week 1. So
Yeah.
just a couple of thoughts there on the bench, and then
Yeah.
just real quick on the receivers. Emeka, he fell to me, so I was really happy with that, with where I got him. Tet is my guy. I picked him in 3 out of 3 drafts. We've got Canales. He loves to, he plays favoritism with his alpha receivers, and I think Tet is just a monster alpha. And I'm
Yeah.
obviously really high on Tet. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not too much. I also want to say there because I don't want to take up too much time with my own team, but
Mhm.
obviously feeling pretty confident about it.
Yeah, no, your team's looking great. I will say, I kept the cards very close to my chest this season with who I liked, but I was in here streaming some preseason game, I think, and I think it was just me and you, and I had Demario Douglas ESPN on one tab and then the stream on the other, and then it kept refreshing, so it would minimize the full screen of the stream, and then I would have to go back and forth. So I was like,
I don't.
I
Okay,
was like,
I don't remember that. I like that's not something that I paid any attention to. So I
and
want
I
to
was like,
assure you,
fuck. Yeah.
didn't steal your cook there. That's just something like I saw so many Douglas highlights on
Yeah.
Sleeper, man.
Yeah.
Just to the point where I was like, I gotta get this fucking guy. Like he
Yeah.
is just doing so much at practice and in
Yeah.
preseason.
Yeah. I think I saw one. I mean, the Twitter reporters for their own teams are gonna juice everybody, but I saw one reporter who's like, "Don't even think about Stephon Diggs. It's all Pop Douglas around here." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, me.
no." So we got Jack next.
All right,
All
let's go.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
we
Got a
got
lot of teams to go through here.
we're about 30 minutes deep here, so
Oh, we're making great time.
yeah, we're making good time. I really like Jack's team.
Stuffers.
The Stuffers, I think the Stuffers are going to do a little bit better than they did last year.
We like the Stuffers this year. The
Um,
team looks very appealing.
the
I've
team
got
does,
um I've got a little nickname for Jack here, just something that I've seen him do at every single draft. I coined him as the handcuff goat.
yeah,
He's got 2 great handcuffs in
he does,
Benson and Braylon Allen.
he
So
does,
there's a lot of good handcuffs this year. I'll say that.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean handcuff goat over here. Um, I know that you have a lot of comments on Jack's team here, but I mean this team just looks so balanced. So many playmakers here between McCaffrey, Travion Henderson. We know is going to be a big playmaker for the Patriots. McConkey, Tucker Craft. Those guys are all playmakers, and then Puka and Calvin are just really solid big targets that are going to be the focal point of their offenses. So, I mean, I think the weakest thing he's got is quarterback. Obviously, he's happy with the stack there,
yeah,
but Greg Roman as the OC for the Chargers and that Jim Harbaugh, Greg Roman offense that I know very well as being a 49ers fan. They're going to run the ball a ton. They're going to play. They have a really good defense, so you might see some low numbers from Herbert as passing just isn't as much of the game plan. But I mean, they should still be great, and
yeah,
Herbert should still be a solid quarterback.
yeah. There's still the possibility that we saw late season Herbert last year throw the ball, and kind of strive
Yeah,
for those bigger games. Let's
I
see.
pulled that up. Let's look at some numbers. That's not
Yeah,
something I've
yeah.
looked
He
at recently.
started off slow, and then really
Yeah, look
started
at those
ramping it up.
numbers, dude.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
some good fucking numbers.
No, he started throwing that thing. He had a great game against Denver Week 16. That pissed me off, but
Was Harbaugh the head coach last year, or
yeah,
is this
he
his first
was.
year?
He
Okay, he
was.
was.
What I like about Jack's team, I think, pre-draft, I was saying that the keepers aren't that like the keepers are valuable, but they're not going to win you your league. They'll definitely win you your post-draft analysis, though.
Oh,
The
for sure.
fact that Puka is in the fifth and he's able to get CMC, Travion, Lad McConkey, Puka, Calvin Ridley with his
It's a good
first,
fucking team, man.
those are his first four picks plus Puka in the fifth. You're completely filling out your RBs and flex, and it just looks nice. It looks really
Yep.
nice on the eyes. You're like, wow. I don't see this going wrong. Obviously, Ramondre can come in and nab some of Travion's juice, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to see that. Um, and I think Travion's very valuable. He's
Yeah.
one guy I wish the Broncos drafted. Um,
And Jack doesn't do a lot of draft prep here, but his strategy was very similar to my
yeah,
strategy. Kind of punting. I mean, if you don't get one of the top, the Allen, I don't care as much for Hurts, but Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow are my top three quarterbacks.
yeah,
If you didn't get one of those three, and then same thing with the tight ends between McBride, Kittle, and Bowers, like, dude, there's so many talented quarterbacks. There's so many talented, but like, look at the tight ends: Tyler Warren, David Njoku, Tucker Kraft, even Jake Ferguson will probably have a great year with that Cowboys
yeah.
offense. So it's just like those are great positions to punt this year, and he's got great, through the flex, he's good. He's got some great rotational players on his bench. I think
Mhm.
it's a really solid team.
I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, the handcuff
Dude,
Harold
Braylon Allen
here.
could be a fucking dog here.
Braylon Allen
Braylon
can
Allen
be a
could be
dog.
so good this year.
Um, I will say he's probably obviously everybody's going to drop somebody eventually.
Yeah.
You kind of honestly want droppable guys at the start of the season. You don't want to feel like you can't drop anybody because every single year there's waiver guys that are going to win you your league, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to not have a full bench that you love, but Travis Hunter on the bench. Um,
Great.
that's basic, like, could be just a gold mine there,
Yeah.
sitting waiting
So
for to
good.
be
I
plugged
texted
into
him
the
that
offense.
just I think today, yeah, I think this morning I
Yeah,
was texting Jack about Travis Hunter because
yeah,
he was telling me he wants Igbuka. I was like, dude, Travis Hunter is like you sit on that gold mine right there,
yeah,
literally.
yeah. A 6th round pick, great pick. All right, let's get on to the next here.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
We got Kyle B next.
LB.
Kyle B was the Lamar Jackson keeper. Um, let's see. We talked about it a little bit, but he kind of reached on his RB 1-2. I
Yeah,
didn't like it at first. But now that I look at it and how his team would have been built a little bit, I think this RB2 sitting here, if he didn't go Kamara, James Conner, this RB2 would have been something a little bit nastier and not in a
yeah,
good way. I he's three in my mind in the Charmander because of his wide receivers. Jamar Chase, he's playing the hero wide receiver route, which is not a
yeah,
terrible strategy. But Devonta Smith's a guy that I feel like you would love to plug into a flex rather than our wide receiver 2 spot, just because, like, it's the same thing with AJ Brown. It's like you got to get past the Saquon Barkley 3 touchdown game, and then if you're Devonta Smith, you got to get past the AJ Brown 2 touchdown
yeah.
game. It's there's you're filtering out the opportunities, um, and you would like to see that be somebody that maybe, yeah, you had 89 targets last season.
Yeah, I was just about to look that up. So, I mean, that's still a decent amount of
It
targets, but
is,
I mean, you're still spot on. Like we know the Eagles, they got a great defense, they got a
yeah,
great run game. They have Jalen Hurts too, who likes to do the tush push. Like it's
yeah,
just tough to get touchdowns in that offense.
yeah,
But again, really hard to rank these because I think Kyle B's team looks really good. Like if
yeah,
Caleb Johnson turns out to be a good player here, and that we've got no Isaiah Likely in the Ravens offense, like this team looks fucking good. You
it
know what I mean?
does, it does look good.
Vikings defense is fantastic. We got
Yeah,
Big Dick McPherson. Like it
yeah,
looks good. Um, just a little insider info here. Kyle B and I were kind of talking about draft strategy because we are on the opposite ends of the draft and we are comfortable talking with each other. And Kyle was really set that he was going to get Bijan. Like
Yeah.
we were both kind of planning that he would get Bijan, and then he could kind of go hero RB, and he was aiming to take Kittle. So that was kind of the draft strategy there, and then
Yep.
it all changed in front of him, and I think he just panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
He knew that he liked Kamara, and he probably just wanted to snag another running back, so he took two solid guys, Kamara and
Mhm.
Connor.
Yeah.
And his team isn't sexy, but his team will still probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, he's got QB1 and he's got receiver 1 in my mind. So I mean that's good for any team. Should
Yeah.
still be solid,
No,
just not sexy.
I agree. I agree. I did have in my notes that I hate running back in the flex. I would much
Yeah,
rather have
good point.
two really solid RBs that you don't have to think about too much, and then have a plethora of wide receivers that you
Right,
could funnel in and out of that flex spot, just because
right.
they're more boom bust. There's more potential to find value later, um, and maybe he might use one of these RBs as some trade value later. But with that being said, he has four running backs on his bench, and I think
Yeah,
that's a big part of why maybe I put him a little bit lower.
that was also one of the big reasons why I put him lower too. Is his bench was, I mean, I don't really. I should ask Kyle actually because I don't know what he was doing. He came out of the draft. Juwan was on his flex, and it was just five running backs on his bench.
Yeah,
And I don't know, man. Like to your point with the flex, like you need more players that can be in that position and have impact on a weekly basis,
yeah,
and just like a bunch of handcuffs like that, or guys that are in 50-50 shares like Ramondre,
yeah,
ETN, and Caleb Johnson. It's just like it's just
exactly.
yeah, it's just a little tough right there.
I agree. I think it's fine having one, maybe two handcuffs on your bench, but you want to have guys that will be able to start for you because in a matter of no time, someone's getting hurt on your squad and you're like, fuck, like
Yeah,
I need to find somebody to fill in his gap. And if like say Devonta Smith questionable, not saying that he's gonna get hurt, but like he goes out, I mean you got Jawan Jennings obviously, but like you're like, ooh, this is the danger zone. Like I don't have too much depth here to,
yeah. It doesn't feel good when you don't
no,
have the depth, when it's just all running backs that you're just waiting on an injury and you can't
yeah,
plug and play.
yeah,
Like
I
it's
agree.
just it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next. Go to Bryce here.
Yep.
So Bryce Gomes, I think, has the one of the best running back rooms
Oh yeah,
in the
dude.
league.
Especially after the
Post
Mike trade.
post Micah Parsons trade, I
Oh
think
my
both of these
gosh.
guys could easily be top five running backs.
Yeah. And Javante could be pretty good too. I mean, nobody. I mean, it's stinky. It's so
It's
stinky, but
stinky,
it
but
could be decent as an RB3. Not bad.
you don't have to start him, and you can watch him not be stinky, and then
Yeah.
eventually plug him in if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, and unlike like we were just talking about Kyle B, like having a bench of handcuff, which given Bryce did have a bench of quarterbacks, he just fixed that after he was Brennan. But
Yeah,
he's got like Jacoby Myers and Jerry Judy. Like that's the perfect example of what we're talking about. Like these are guys that you can pick instead of these handcuffs like Kyle picked. And
yeah,
those are guys that you can flop in. Like one might be playing better, one might have a better matchup. Like you can rotate these guys in and expect them to actually do something. Unlike, like a Travis Etienne or, um, Brian Robinson Jr., one of these handcuffs that are probably only going to get 3 or 4 points.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Yeah. So the receivers, um, he's got three receivers that, as a Broncos homer, I did not enjoy. And I'm sorry, Bryce, but that could be another reason why I put you a little bit lower. I
The
mean,
receiver room's just a little bit weaker in general.
Tyreek Hill is so boom bust that you basically have like a bomb sitting on your roster, and you don't know if it's gonna blow up or not. Um, but he could just be insane.
Yeah.
And then
He could be good, like it is
yeah,
such a boom bust. I mean,
yeah.
seriously.
If Tyreek's good, he's got what what's the Rice suspension? 6 weeks.
Yeah.
He's got Xavier Worthy for 6 weeks without Rashee Rice.
And Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey and
And
Rashee
Travis,
Rice
yeah,
have a lot of the route tree. They do a lot of the same things. So
yeah,
I think Xavier Worthy isn't as impacted with the Rice suspension, but Travis Kelsey should actually be way good with the Rice
yeah,
suspension.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, let's look at his numbers after Rice got injured. I mean, how did they look last year? It's
Xavier
not something
Worthy or Travis Kelsey?
Kelsey. So, I mean, when did Rice get injured? Like, yeah, I mean, look at this. I know he got injured pretty
Yeah,
earlier in the season,
yeah.
and then like really slow start, and
Those
then
those
like right
targets are
there.
those
Yeah,
targets are
I mean, come
nice.
on, man. I mean,
Yeah,
to my point, like these targets just go up without somebody
yeah,
like Rice in the offense.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Travis Kelsey, maybe a little bit of a reach for my liking, just because of what I said earlier about the tight ends and just like how many of them that I liked.
yeah,
Seventh round is okay. That's really not that bad actually.
yeah.
But yeah, Kelsey should be a huge. I mean, should just get a ton of targets with this with Rice being out for 6 weeks. That's
Mhm.
great for Kelsey.
Yep. Yep. I agree. Yeah, and the bench has two potential starters. Um,
Yeah.
and then I'm not sure about the Houston Texans defense or Amari Cooper, but
He had three quarterbacks on his
he had,
bench, so he was just picking up scraps after the draft.
yeah, and like I said earlier, it's like you're gonna want to drop guys anyways, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be judging you on your bottom three guys on your bench.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, just to recap here, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the draft, Joe Burrow is my QB3, maybe the best running back room out of anybody here with the 1 and 2 there.
Yep.
And then the receiving room we just think is a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
And then with the whole quarterback dynamic, that's probably why we have you a little bit lower, Bryce. But I mean, still a really solid team.
Yeah.
That's going to be recurring us saying like this is a solid team because again, this is all BS. We don't know what's going to happen until the pads come on.
Yep.
Any team could be good.
Yep. And then your team turns into shit, and then you're upset. But it is what.
Yeah.
All right. Coming back from our intermission here, we're gonna jump right into the Bulbasaur division. Um, as you can see on your screen, we have elected Joey to the number one position.
Corrosive.
I really like Joey's team. Let's get to him here. The Martini
Yeah.
Police.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I think Joey's wide receiver room
Crazy.
is
Best in the league. Well,
is
maybe not best in the league,
crazy.
but crazy.
Um, it's crazy, and it's crazy to say he's probably number two in the wide
Yeah. Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah. Ian's
Um,
team is his
yeah,
receiver
we
room is
won't
better,
we
which
won't
we will get. We'll
spoil
get to that.
anything.
No, we won't spoil nothing.
But Amon-Ra to Drake London is insane. And you feel good being able to do that because your keeper is Kyron Williams in the fifth. And it kind of goes back to that keeper rankings again. It makes your
Yeah.
post draft look so good, and it's
Yeah.
kind of probably pretty accurate to our keeper rankings and our post draft rankings, unless you fibbed a little bit in the draft. Um, but Kenneth Walker he averages a bajillion points, but it's like he just needs to play, right? So Kyron
Yeah.
and Kenneth Walker, two great running backs, historically. He's got the young buck and Tyler Warren at tight end. I know we both listen to the Ballers, and they're pretty high on Warren.
I'm high on Warren. Yeah.
Yeah, he again going back to like that RB in the flex. It's not my favorite, even though it is RJ Harvey dog.
Well, I mean, before we jump to that conclusion, let's look at this bench here. He has exactly what we want for a good flex position.
Yeah,
He's got. I mean, if Addison wasn't suspended, he would be a solid flex play right away. But
exactly.
I mean, my notes on Joey's team here. I just have a couple of things. I mean, the man knows ball.
Yep.
He's got the two elite tier 2 receivers in RSB and Drake London, and then aside from that, he's got 3 receivers on his bench who could all be a top 20 receiver. This Keon Coleman is like what I've heard from the Bills camp and just from different podcasts is like everybody's saying he's the man this year. He's looking so good. I didn't get him in any drafts, unfortunately.
Yep.
but he is definitely somebody that I wanted and somebody that I think can take a huge leap in this second year. Um, I've heard that Odunze is looking like the receiver one for the Bears, and
Yep.
that they're struggling to find a position for DJ Moore in the offense. I saw him taking snaps at running back at practice the other day, which is just weird. So Coleman, Odunze, huge upside. I'm a believer in the Vikings offense. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I mean, I think JJ is going to sling it, and I think Addison should be good. So right there, I mean, you've got two tier 2 receivers,
Yep.
and then you've got this next like lump of receivers where I expect all of them to be pretty good,
Yep.
and one of them one of them is going to take a leap in my opinion.
Yep.
So I think it's great.
Yep.
Um,
I agree. I agree. I also had Keon Coleman on my draft board. On my big board that I wanted a little Keon, didn't get him.
yeah, dude. Yeah, what the hell? I wanted Keon so bad.
I mean, he
Not
just like he's year 3 or year 2? Was he a rookie last year?
Eli. I
So
think
I
I
mean,
gotta double check that.
I'm big on finding year 2 players. I think the year 2 jump is real. You just run the risk of getting the sophomore slump
Year two.
guys. Um, yeah, so I think that's a good bet. I think
Yeah,
it's good that he's just on your bench. You don't need to play him, and you could sit there and you could see if he's good or not. And I like the position he's in.
yeah,
Going to QB here, we gotta love that he's a Bears fan. He goes Caleb Williams. But I'm not a
yeah.
big
That This is weakest link, right?
I'm not a
Like,
big fan of rostering two QBs just because I like having as much potential at those skill positions as possible, running back, receiver.
yeah,
But if your QB that you have on your bench is Drake May, then I think
yeah. I was
it's a
really
good.
high on Drake man this year.
I got
Yeah,
Drake May in my other league, and I'm pretty high on him as well. We were talking about those Pats receivers trying to get a little something. I think the Patriots will do good this year.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Going to the downside to his team, um, I'm not too sure how ESPN works, but I don't think you can put suspended players on your IR.
you
You
cannot.
so you have to use a bench spot for him.
Only 3 weeks though. It's
So
not that bad.
it's only 3 weeks. It's not bad. And then another downside is those RBs, right?
Yeah,
The coaching came
yeah,
out for the Rams and said there's going to be more of a share of work
yep,
for those Rams running backs. Um, and then you all like Ken Walker. When was the last time he played a full season? Right? Like if Ken Walker plays a full season, this might be the best pick of the draft.
yeah.
But
And Coop's like Sharps. Like Kubiak likes Sharps a lot. That's been evident. So it
yeah,
should be more of a share this year, even
yeah,
with Walker healthy. I think the running back room is great. It just has a lot of volatility to it.
yep,
So like the share with Kyren, injury risk with Ken Walker, and
yep.
then RJ Harvey could be a dog. You probably know better than me.
I
I tend to think it's gonna be a little bit more of a committee.
As a Broncos fan, I think it will be more 50-50. I mean, I hope that um, RJ Harvey will just be that guy, but
Yeah.
they brought in Dobbins for a reason. Um,
Yeah. And Estime is still a big goal
Estime,
line, touchdown, back, short distance, big dog. McLaughlin is one of the
he,
faster backs in the league,
yeah,
probably, bottom on that roster, on that depth chart. But I mean, it's still a lot of guys that you can put back there and expect some production.
yeah. Just gonna add this in. I know you just hyped him up, but Estime did get waived, and he is on the Eagles practice squad now.
Nice.
So
I know my stuff.
it's it's Dobbins, RJ, and then Tyler Bidet,
Oh,
McLaughlin.
bidet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah,
those.
hey man, cut me some slack. I just started working in office 8 to 5, so the sleeper scouring is taking a dip now.
Yeah, yeah. No, but Joey's team's great. Um, not too much to complain about. I don't think. He's gonna be probably looking on the waivers for that great RB to spend some of his fab on, just as a
Yeah.
safety blanket.
Really solid team. Really
But
solid
really
team.
solid team. We got him number one
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
division for a reason.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
should be great.
And we
And
got
just
okay.
real quick, the Bears fan picks a safety blanket QB. What does that mean? Does that mean not a lot of confidence in Caleb with
Yeah.
all that, with that offensive line, with those
Well,
weapons, with the OC? Just saying,
yep.
I think Caleb's going to be good this year. But yeah, great
Yep.
team,
Yep. Me personally, I draft Bo Nix, and then I don't draft another QB to follow.
dude.
But
Brock Purdy, not a second QB. You're telling me? Come on, man, let's go.
all right,
Maybe irresponsible on my part, but
we'll go.
whatever. I digress.
We'll go next. We got me here. I really like my
Yeah,
team.
I
Let
like
me
your team a lot. You're running it back.
running it back. I had Bucky, Neighbors, Brock on my team last year. Um, I I had Chuba on my board. I
Me too. I like Chuba. I
Chu
like Chuba
yeah,
at
it's
value.
it's not it's not like a super sexy pick, that's for sure. But I think he's a great running back too to have. Like if
Yeah, I
they
agree.
brought in Rico Dowdle,
For the receiving work because Chuba was awful last year in the receiving work. But I mean, Chuba is still going to be their short distance guy. He's still going to be
yeah,
their, their primary,
mhm,
pounding the rock
yep,
guy. Like
yep,
I mean, a great pick. At value, terrific. Not somebody you'd want to reach on, but
no,
in the fourth round,
I
that's great.
agree, I agree. And then I think I really like my receivers.
Me too.
Neighbors,
I like them all too.
DK, Pickens. I really like Stephon Diggs. Um, if like he like I I've fallen for the training camp videos, but like it looks like he never tore his ACL out there. Like he's cooking, he's looking great,
Yeah.
and he's
Oh,
like
who's he dating? Is it Cardi B or is it
nah,
some
I
other?
don't know if
It's
he's
one of
dating
the. It's
Cardi
one of those.
B, but
It's one of those. He's dating one of those
we
rappers.
saw the yacht video of him on the yacht pulling out the baggie for the baddies. So we got some
Oh
clout on the
yeah,
squad as well.
dog. What a dog.
And then I think Keenan was a really good late pick
Yeah,
for
I
me
like
as
Keenan a
well.
lot.
Um,
I like
and
Keenan a lot.
then and then for the draft, looking back, I thought I had the two picks. I was going Higgins into Broncos defense. Didn't realize I had Bowers as my keeper. Looking back,
Irresponsible.
I th- I think I would rather have the Broncos defense, but I'm not upset at all with having Higgins. Um,
He was on my. He was definitely. I had him highlighted as a late round pick, so
yeah.
that tells you something.
Um,
I'd
I
rather have the Broncos because they're going to be defense one and they're
yeah
dogs out there, but
yeah
Higgins could be really good.
yeah. And then my RB depth I think maybe is lacking. Rashad White is a weird bench player to have because like naturally him and Bucky last year were
Yeah,
like a 1-2 punch.
yeah.
And he's still Rashad White ended up RB 24 last year with that. I would like to
Yeah,
see
Rashad
Bucky.
White is a weird pick, man. It
He's a
is a weird
he's a
pick.
weird guy. He's obviously a great um, what's the word?
Well, I think
Handcuff for Bucky.
no, well, what I will say, I don't think White's production changes if Bucky is healthy or not. I think the handcuff for Bucky is Sean Tucker. I think
I
Sean
agree.
Tucker is a phenomenal running back. Rashad White he's going to be the same. He's going to get a little bit of the running work, not a ton, but he's going to be the receiving back.
Yeah.
Bucky might take a little bit of that. I mean, we saw a lot of highlights, this offseason with Bucky
Yeah.
running routes and catching the ball, which was very encouraging.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think like your assessment with your team there is exactly what I wrote down. You're running it back with your core. I've got DK and Pickens as both potential league winners, just because they have incredible value at where you're picking them.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, I think your biggest concern is your running back room. I mean, it's like Bucky's fantastic. Chuba should be really good. He should continue to be good. Mixon
Mhm.
getting injured sucks for you.
Yeah.
So like kind of if Mixon didn't get injured, you would be like if he was projected to come back in a few weeks, you would be looking great. But
Yep.
like right now, it's just a little bit of uncertainty there. And if there was an injury, I mean, it wouldn't feel great. So just a little bit of skepticism on
Yeah.
the running back depth, but aside from that, the team it looks good.
Yeah.
It's a very good team.
I will say I drafted him the night before they asked the GM about him, and then he said he was
Yeah,
skeptical that he would even play. So I'm like, well,
yeah.
shit.
I
So
drafted him in one league too, so I'm right there with you.
yeah, so it went from 4 weeks pup to
Yeah.
potentially not playing all season, but he's my IR guy, so I think it's valuable to have an IR guy. And then I went out and picked up Woody Marks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
he's
think that's going to be the guy you drop after week 1 or somebody off the waivers. Like,
yeah, Woody Marks is weird because you have Damian Pierce, which is like the run through the line guy, but Woody Marks is they've came out. He's one of the best pass catching backs in college football. He had like one of the most receptions, and he's great at the pass block. And I'm thinking that
those are good things.
The Texans are going to be passing the ball a lot,
They are.
and if there's a way for him to weasel himself in, maybe he is a sleeper. But
Yeah, you've bought me in a little bit. Didn't know as much about Woody Marks, but I
yeah,
understand it a little bit now.
yeah. So nothing crazy. I mean, Lions defense, Bonix, QB. I like my team.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah,
think
I think it's a good team. I
yeah,
had you in like the upper echelon of teams there, like
yeah,
kind of like that first tier of team. So I think
yeah,
it's a good team. You're the champion and you're running back your core. Like how could you not be a good
yeah.
team?
I am excited to root for my team. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's go next. We got Noah here. Sorry,
We got the
Kyle. We
constrictor.
got you last in the Bulbasaur division. We'll get to you, but we got Granny's Perks here. Um,
Yeah, let's see what we got here. So I've got some comments on Noah here.
yeah, go for it.
I don't think he had a bad draft by any mean. He's got RB1 here. He's got a workhorse at RB2. So to start the season,
Yeah,
that should be fine. That should be pretty good. I think that Patrick Mahomes will probably be better than he was last year. Last year was, I mean, he was a waiver wire quarterback, which was so
hmm
strange for him, but he should be better this year. And his, Noah's receiver group, it's not like he has a Jefferson or like a, ARSB London type thing, but this is a solid group.
yeah,
Devonte Adams, JSN, and DJ Moore, and then Chris Godwin to come back,
yeah.
in like 5-6 weeks probably. Like this is not a bad receiving core at all.
No,
And these are guys that are gonna have like huge weeks. Each of them, like I could see Devonte Adams having multiple weeks with 2 touchdowns, like being a big target. JSN is obviously going to be a focal point of the Seahawks offense. Good pick. And DJ Moore is a wild card. Not too sure what to think there. But decent receiver room, running back room will be good to start the season. Patrick Mahomes should be okay. And then didn't love the Sam Laporta pick. I thought that was a little bit of a reach. But he is obviously a very very solid tight end.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, I feel like he did reach for Devonte Adams a little bit as well.
Yeah, second round, right? Like
Noah was the
that was a
first
little
pick.
crazy.
Noah was the first pick, so he got
Okay.
Bijan and then wanted to go double receiver because he had Pollard.
Yeah,
I think there maybe was some better options. I know Devontae's kind of falling in drafts, but like the upside of Adams is crazy as well, right?
yeah, yeah. I see it. I mean, like let's look at the receivers that went after Adams. We've got Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans,
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill. I would probably DK Metcalf is probably my favorite of that group, but I mean,
yeah,
that is the Devonte Adams group, so it's like you can't really complain about taking that guy. As long as Stafford is playing, he should be good.
yeah. I agree. I knocked him I knocked him a point for drafting Patty Mahomes. But I mean, his team should be good. It seems very middle of the pack. Um,
Yeah,
every team before week one has great upside.
of course.
You can kind of see the vision of everybody's team. Dobbins on the bench, he could have a lot more work than everybody thinks. So, being his RB3 on his team, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah,
And then we'll see how Godwin is when he comes back, but Jaden Blue could take that starting position. Kyler Murray's a
yeah.
great rushing QB if Patty Mahomes doesn't pan out,
Will Shipley is a
and then
great handcuff.
Shipley's a great handcuff.
Yeah, but if you look at this, remove Bijan off of this team and look at it, and you're not excited. Like
No.
that was my biggest takeaway
Yeah.
from this team. It's very underwhelming, but like I said, solid receiver room, and for the start of the season, this running back room should be good. So it should give him enough time to kind of figure out his team, maybe do some work on the waiver wires, and polish this up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll move on to Kyle's team here. We did put Kyle last in the Bulbasaur division. Sorry, Kyle.
Although,
Initial thoughts are Kyle Spalding has one of the better wide receiver rooms in the draft.
yeah,
He went Jefferson, AJ Brown with his first two picks, and then
dogs.
has Rashee Rice eventually coming off suspension, and then
Yeah.
Ayuk eventually coming off injury.
My
Uh,
assessment was kind of like starting the draft, this receiver room was crazy,
yeah,
and then it came to a crashing halt.
yeah,
Like that was
yeah,
after that suspension came out for Rice, it was like, uh-oh,
yeah, yeah,
like that sucks for Kyle because starting Rashid Shaheed miss me with that. No
yeah,
way would I want to start Rashid Shaheed, and that's who he's got locked in right there. So
yeah,
Pittman Jr., that's somebody I'd want on my bench. Jalen Warren, that's somebody I'd want on my bench, but also guys that I wouldn't, love to start at a flex position.
yeah, yeah. Maybe he can skate by with like early season Jalen Warren reps before Caleb Johnson comes into the scene. With him in his flex, even though I have preached that I don't love RB in the flex.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets
Jalen
us.
Warren, yeah, Jalen Warren is, I mean, like we've seen what's the Arthur Smith, right? Like we've seen this guy
Yeah,
like favor the veteran, right? Like with Patterson, Cordell Patterson, and I mean not that Algier is a veteran, but he compared to Bijan on his rookie year, he was like he
yeah,
uses the full group,
yeah,
and Warren should be very productive.
yeah. I agree. But I feel like we've been saying about Jalen Warren. We've been saying that for at least 2 years. That it's Jalen
Yeah,
Warren's year. But that
yeah, it's pretty mid.
kind of gets us to why we put him last in the Bulbasaur division, and that is the
Yeah,
RB room. James Cook
yeah.
and Brees Hall are not an exciting 1-2 punch at your
No.
RBs.
Could still be good. Like
Yeah,
could still be real good. Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
Brees Hall balls out, which nobody is really expecting him to do, but he could.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
great. And James Cook should repeat what he did last year which was fantastic what he did
yeah.
last year.
And not great, not great matchups for them week one in Baltimore and
No.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, dude.
So
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
um, that that's not ideal, but it's kind of Baker. I mean, Baker's good or good QB.
Yeah,
And
pretty good
Joku.
value on him too.
Yeah. So this team doesn't spark joy in my eyes.
Yeah. No,
I
I
was
mean,
also pretty low on AJ Brown. Um,
yeah, me too. Yeah,
yeah. So that's those are my thoughts. You have
yeah.
anything to
AJ
add?
Brown seems like he seems like he's becoming the new Antonio Brown. Like he like reads on the sideline. He doesn't watch the game. Like he's just getting weird, and it doesn't like it makes me a little bit uncomfortable with his future as a really productive player.
Yeah, and the
Um,
hamstring.
and the hamstring, yeah. So he's just not my favorite. Like I would have drafted him probably if I was in Kyle's position. Like this
Yeah.
was a first round pick last year. Should still be really good. Very
Yeah.
explosive player.
Mhm.
Obviously, we think this is a great receiver room. Um, we pretty much said everything else about the team other than Steelers are my defense too. This year I've got Broncos and Steelers are my second favorite defense.
Yeah.
They've got elite veterans, Jalen Ramsey, T.J. Watt, and then one other player that's kind of skipping my mind right now. But I mean, their defense is always good. I think it will be especially good this season,
Yeah.
and that will really help him on a weekly basis. So,
Yeah.
but some good things, some not so great, and that kind of reflects to where we have them.
Yeah. All right. We'll skip over to the Squirrel division now.
Yes,
We
sir.
did pick Ian here, the Knights Who Say Sni. We put him in one. Ian's notorious for drafting good teams, but they always get hurt. That's been the
Dude, you better
storyline.
knock on wood. I mean, if that happens again and he hears this in this video, like you better, don't get caught for that
No,
one.
hey, I mean,
Don't jinx him.
what are injury prone guys that he has on his
Yeah.
team? Like Montgomery got hurt last year
Yeah.
at the end of the season.
Dak Prescott.
Dak, but I mean, Ian's we hinted at it earlier, but Ian's has by far the best receiver room.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like,
He's
oh
got
my gosh, this is such. CeeDee Lamb is probably. I don't have him in any leagues, but he's probably the receiver I wanted the most coming into this year. Like,
yep,
that is amazing.
yep,
And then my favorite quarterback coming in this year was Joe Burrow, but my second favorite quarterback at value was Dak Prescott. I
yeah,
wanted him in this league, but Ian took him right before me, so I didn't get him. But dude, that is gonna be a lethal combo this year.
yeah,
It is gonna be
yeah,
so fun to watch.
yeah. Dak loves throwing the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they're not going to have any other option this year.
Yeah, yeah. He got Trey McBride at a great value, like middle of the third. McBride definitely slipped. I think probably for 4 or 5 picks before Ian, I thought McBride was going on every single one of those. Um,
Yeah,
so we got great value for McBride.
yeah, it was really good value, and I'm so happy that he took McBride. So I got my goat, George Kittle.
Yep, yep. I think his bench is really good. Ricky Pearsall being on his bench and not his
Another guy he
flex.
sniped from me.
Yeah. I think Ricky's great. Um, it hurts me deep down, but I took my entire 2 minutes on the draft bouncing between Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon.
Oh
And
man, that sucks.
and I was like, Eckler doesn't have as high as upside as Mixon. And that's kind of what I was bouncing around in my head. And I was like, once Mixon
Yeah,
comes back, the upside is so much higher. And that's why I eventually went Mixon. But now going back, I would definitely take Eckler.
yeah,
And then he also has Nick Chubb, the guy that is
yeah.
replacing Joe Mixon. So it's a
Oh
double
yeah.
sting.
He,
Um,
dude, Ian's bench might be the best in the league, and he does this like every year. Like
yeah,
last year, he had a great bench, even with guys like Wandale Robinson. Like he
yeah,
just like he's very keen to that stuff.
yeah.
I would say the only weak side of Ian's team here is the running back room, and he knows that. That's no surprise. I'm really concerned about Montgomery coming into this year,
hmm
with their new OC. What is that guy's? What's his
The
name? John
uh,
Morton, right? Yeah, John
John,
Morton.
yeah, he was the Broncos
Dude,
pass.
yeah, yeah. He's a career receiver coach,
He's a
which is
career.
why I'm
Yeah,
concerned with David Montgomery, is because I think they're really going to want to pass the ball with this dynamic offense that they have.
yeah,
And Gibbs is probably going to be in there a lot more than Montgomery this
yeah,
season as compared to previous. So Montgomery isn't a player that I'm very high on with the OC change. Amarian Hampton, if that running back group that I was looking at, the Josh Jacobs, JT, Bucky Irving all went earlier, I would have considered Amarian Hampton earlier in the second round there.
yeah,
I think he's going to be fantastic with the Greg Roman offense. Even if Najee Harris is playing, I still think he's going to be super good. So,
yeah,
I mean, not a great defense here, but aside from the defense and the running back room, like this, I mean, this team should be so good, and
yeah,
there's, that's why we have him at number one for
yeah.
this division.
And Ian's a smart guy. It's he
Yeah,
he
he is.
he
He's going to be
he
streaming.
he he's gonna stream that defense, and he picked the Cardinals defense because they are playing the Saints week one.
Yep.
And it kind of showed like he's not gonna stick with that
Didn't even look
defense.
at that. Makes complete sense
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and I thought about it for a second. He might honestly pick the Cardinals defense before I picked the Lions defense, but
Yeah, probably. No, that's really
um,
smart. I didn't even look at
yeah,
that. Broncos are playing the Titans, man. I'm happy with that
yeah,
matchup.
yeah. No, Ian's got a great team. It's deep. He's got a great wide receiver room. The only question is the RBs, but I
Did we
mean,
touch on JMO at all?
I don't think so.
Dude, JMO so high on my board, and every single draft that I was in, except for maybe this one, he fell so far.
Yeah,
JMO is gonna be so good this year. This is the perfect flex player.
yeah,
I
I
mean, and
agree.
he's like the boom guy. Like that's exactly what you want in a
Yeah,
flex. You want somebody that could give you 20 points in a week. he could do that, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't think his floor is all too low either. Like I think he is going to be a big part of this offense, but he's going to have huge boom weeks,
Yeah.
and that is an amazing player to have in your flex. I've got him in one league as a flex. I'm stoked on it.
I agree. I get similar vibes to like Pickens on in my flex.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I would say Pickens. I think I'd rather have Pickens, but
yeah.
JMO is great too.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. We got Daniel next. Daniel, I think everybody saw it. My initial thought was he was like the ADP sniper.
Yep.
There was a lot of guys that fell to him, and he said, "I'm picking that guy."
Yep.
He started off great. He got Derrick Henry into Josh Allen for his first 2 rounds, which are two great
Dude, so
picks.
good. So good.
Um, yeah, and then one one guy that actually was an ADP and I thought was also a great pick was Mike Evans in the third.
Yeah. Oh, love that pick.
Loved the pick, and when he did reach, he reached at good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he had Garrett Wilson fall to him in the fourth, which is great value. And then I think Waddle was a 6th round pick. I don't know
Yeah.
who. Maybe
Yeah, no, just real quick on
Pacheco.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans is, I mean, his value is going to be so good this year. I
Yeah,
mean, he's going to get you 10 points every single week. He's not going to have huge boom weeks. Like I think that is history for him, but he's going to be 10 to 20 points every single week. I didn't target him. I liked him a lot. I didn't target him because I really wanted to get Ibuka later in drafts, but I
yeah,
only got him in one draft, which was ours because he was being reached on so hard in my other leagues. So,
yeah,
but Mike Evans is fantastic. For Daniel here, love the team. I think his running back room, like you look at that, you see Henry Pacheco there, but like take it like a deeper look at that. Like I think this is better than you actually think because on his bench he has Jordan Mason and Tyrone Tracy, two undervalued players that could between one of those three, between Tracy and Mason, I think one of those three should be able to break out and be a week in, week out starter. And I think that's great depth at the position.
yeah,
And each of them has their own unique scenarios, right? Like Pacheco, is he going to come back to what he was before? We don't know. We got to wait and see. If he does, incredible value there.
yeah,
Jordan Mason, if some people think he's going to get all of the running work and he is going to get the goal line and short yardage work, I mean, he could be so good. I mean, he averaged over 5 yards per carry with the Niners last season. He should be really good. So I think the receiver depth is phenomenal. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, great value on receivers.
yeah,
Three good receivers, and then a really good bench player with Shakir. That's a great player to have for
yeah.
bye weeks and to rotate in and out.
Mhm.
Eagles defense and Hawkinson, like this team is good, man. This,
It
this is a good team.
it is a good team. And he's got Josh Allen at the helm. So I
Yeah,
mean, you got ADP QB1 on your team, and you love having that.
yeah.
Um,
This is a great team.
yeah. And then Mooney as well. He's the deep threat there on the Falcons, and not high on Kyle Pitts. So I think when Mooney comes back, I think he is questionable, is hurt.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's just the issue is when is he going to come back, right?
yeah,
Like he wasn't on my board because I have no idea when he's going to come back. But
yeah,
I don't know why Daniel picked Justice Hill and Tank Dell. I don't think should be rostered in any leagues. I think the other running back for the Ravens
yeah.
should be prioritized. Keaton Mitchell
Keaton
should be
Mitchell, yeah,
prioritized over Hill,
yeah,
and Tank Dell is like the Texans brought in both of the Iowa State receivers in Noel and Higgins. I think both of
yeah,
those guys are going to be more involved than Tank Dell,
yeah,
and then also they brought in Christian Kirk too. So it's just
yeah.
like
I mean,
Tank Dell is like
Tank
I don't he's not going to do anything for the Texans.
Tank Dell like might miss a lot of time. Like his leg got like broken in like 6 different places, and his knee was sideways.
And he was shot.
Yeah, yeah, and he did get hurt in week 16.
Yeah,
So
just one of those guys.
it's a tall ask for a guy to come back from that so
Yeah,
soon. Um,
yeah.
yeah, but
Nah,
Daniel
Tank
too.
Dell should go.
We really like Daniel's team.
Yeah, it's great. It's a super good team.
Congrats, Daniel. You picked a good team. Next we got Connor.
My little thing that I got here for Connor. Connor is the people's champion.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Connor. He picks great teams each year, and his team isn't sexy like we've said with some other teams, but it's still a really good team,
Mhm.
and I think this could be good. But just my like quick takeaways from it is, he's very calculated, right? Like he's picking good players
Yep.
that should have productive seasons, just not as appealing. His team is strong across the board, all the way down, like Marv, Higgins, Sutton. That's great. Very
Yeah.
similar to Daniel's team,
Yep.
right? Like a
I
very
agree.
solid receiver room with Olave on his bench, who could be okay, like could be a flex guy. And then when Reed comes back, which I'm not I don't really think he will come back soon given the injury that he has, but I mean
Yeah.
he will be good when he does come back. So that's great there. I think the biggest downside for Connor is he just outside of Gibbs and the
Yeah.
consistent play of Daniels, he just lacks boom. Like, the
Yeah.
big weeks aren't really there. Like it's a very consistent group, but not a group that's going to go like nobody outside of Gibbs is going to get you, 30 to 40 points in a week. And sometimes you need that. And
Yeah. I
I
kind
just
of
don't see it there.
I might disagree slightly on that with T Higgins. Just because we've seen T Higgins and Jamar Chase go back and forth. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it's a T Higgins week when he has
Yeah. I love Higgins. I
20
wanted
to
Higgins.
30, and then but like he also is susceptible to the 3 point weeks, right? Like
Yeah.
where
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Jamar
Yeah.
Chase is getting the load. Um, I mean, but they paid him a big contract for a reason. I think T
Yeah.
Higgins
Wait,
is
click on
very
that real quick. Higgins. I was just saying lacks 30 to 40 boom points. Look at that right there.
yeah
34.6. I mean,
yeah.
shove it.
Higgins is a boom bust guy.
Yeah, he's good.
And
He is very good.
I didn't want that for my receiver one. Another reason why I picked towards the end of the draft order. I would rather have um a weaker wide receiver two, and then having having like a strong receiver one, a weaker wide receiver two that you can kind of like
Yeah.
flex in between flex and receiver. With that being said, he got Marv in the fourth round.
Yeah.
Marv
Yeah,
fell to
I
him.
think everybody faded Marv and could be to our fault, right? Like
Yeah,
like I just the UDK, and I base a lot of my draft picks off the UDK. The UDK has Marvin Harrison Jr. so high, and I can't stand Kyler Murray. I
yeah,
think he's one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks, somebody that doesn't know defensive scheme very well. Like, there's quarterbacks out there like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and even guys that aren't that good, like a Justin Herbert or a Brock Purdy, that just know where the receivers are going to be. They know where the defense is going to be, and they can deliver the ball there. Kyler just can't do that.
yeah,
He relies on getting out of the pocket and launching one. Marvin Harrison Jr. will have big weeks because of that, but it's just like
yeah.
that's the downside of him as well.
Well, maybe he knows where the receivers will be. He just can't see them. He
Dude,
can't see
I
over the
just
line. He's 5'2".
I don't like Kyler. Last year was the only year I drafted him, and I'll never do it again. I'm just not a
Yeah,
fan.
yeah. I like the
But
Evan
great value,
Ingram. Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah.
Great value,
Great,
Marv.
great value. I love the Ingram pick. Um,
Yeah,
I think Ingram could go insane this year. I really do. Um, you could see in the Broncos offense last year, they wanted to get it to their tight ends, but they had Lucas Kroll and Adam Troutman, right?
yeah.
And I think they combined for like six touchdowns. So if that's just Ingram instead, and there's more targets going towards Ingram because he is a good tight end, I think Ingram has really good upside.
The more I look at this team, the more I like it, quite honestly, and
Yeah,
that's just right on par with we're just talking BS, and any
yeah,
team could be good
yeah.
here. So
I think the downfall of Connor's team is Aaron Jones.
yeah,
And
I picked him in one league, and I didn't feel good about it.
yeah, and the fact that he has the entire Browns running back
I
room
didn't
on
even
his
notice that.
bench.
Oh my god! All right,
The
Connor, that's not a good look, man. Oh my gosh, man, that's funny.
uh, Connor was
He paid up for him 21 fab for Dylan Sampson after the draft.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was the best of those pickups. I guess I can pull it up really quick.
Yeah, you should. Let's take a look at it.
The pre-week 1 first initial roster changes were a lot of these RB2s, handcuffs kind of. I think Dylan Sampson was the best out of all of them, but you can kind of see people are reaching for, or I guess Daniel wanted the handcuff to Henry, even though I don't think he picked up the right one.
I don't think it was the right one.
Connor got his additional Browns running back. I picked up.
Oh, that sucks.
I got Marks because of the Mixon injury.
Yeah.
I think Jake Ferguson, great pickup by Daniel as well.
This Texans running back room is very similar to the Browns situation, actually, with like, is it going to be Pierce? Is it going to be Chubb? Is it going to be Marks or Sampson? Ford?
And I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I did fade the Browns a little bit. I just think that the Texans will be a more consistent team than the Browns, and that's kind of why I went with that Browns running back room instead of this.
You mean the
Texans running back room instead of this Browns running back room?
Yeah. The only player that I really like from the Browns is Njoku. But we're not talking about Connor's team anymore, so why don't we hop back on the train here and let's go to Park.
Got Parker's team here.
My main man Park, rest of your life. The Hawk Dogs.
Initial first impression of Parker's team, he has good running backs. I like Genty, Brown,
really
Swift.
Good running backs.
Those are 3 great guys. I was pretty high on Swift.
Me too.
Just because, like, why not? Like, if that line has improved, if the offense is improving, why not?
And they're going to pass the ball a lot, like, you know.
Swift?
Yeah. No, I like Swift a lot too. Great. I mean, that's a running back that I like on my flex. Speaking of, that kind of topic there. So.
Yeah. He also has Jalen Hurts.
Potential QB1. Not my favorite, but potential QB1.
Yeah, that's kind of Parker and Ian were going back and forth on if Hurts was a top QB, if he deserved the title of top QB just because the Eagles are so good. And then Parker was on the side of Jalen Hurts not being a top QB, and then he picked him in the draft.
Interesting that he pulled trigger on him that early.
I think it was a statement he was making in the draft that, you know what, I'm not scared of Jalen Hurts. I'm picking him. So that was a funny little bit.
Guy.
He is the tush push guy. I think Parker's wide receiver room is lacking pretty big.
McLaurin's
nice, especially after getting the deal done and everything. I'm less worried about McLaurin. I think he'll be a top guy. At minimum, he'll be top 12. Maybe not minimum. What was he?
Well, I've got some I've got some stats for you here. Okay. So let me just say first that I think that Parker has a very deep receiver room between McLaurin, Flowers, Cooper Kupp, and Matthew Golden. I think those are 4 really good players to have on your roster.
Yeah.
Now, the downside that I think for Parker here is just the variance in targets that McLaurin and Flowers gets. Zay had 3 games last year where he had 2 or less targets, no opportunity in some of those games. And then McLaurin had 3 games last year with 4 or less targets. So, with that being said, McLaurin did have some games where he had 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards type thing. Yeah. So, that might not be an issue for him. But there is a lot of variance between those 2 receivers. And I think that's going to be his biggest issue here. The other thing that I didn't love was the reach on Genty. I see why he did it. It's just not what I would do.
Yeah.
He's also a Seahawks fan, so he was not going to pick CMC. I think Derrick Henry was probably the right pick there if he didn't want to go CeeDee Lamb, but I think that there's better players available. This is very similar to the Marvin Harrison Jr. thing from last year. You're drafting Genty at his ceiling, and he's a rookie. and the team isn't that good. So, there's just a few different factors in there. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, running back room is very strong. I love Chase Brown. I really like Swift at that value, and Genty has the potential of being really good.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is a top quarterback, and he's got deep receivers, albeit, some variance there.
Mm-hmm.
Still a great team. Sorry we put you at 4 Park. It's the nature of the game here.
I would have with the Chase Brown keeper. I would have loved to see him go double wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. Whether that he could have went
Yeah.
CD Lamb into
CD Lamb.
JSN.
He should have went CD Lamb. Yeah,
He
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 should have
could
went CD
he could have went CD Lamb into JSN, and then
Yeah.
came back around and picked
Travion, James Cook. He loved James Cook last year. That would have been a great pick. CD Lamb, like that team would be so good. JSN, CD Lamb, James Cook, and Chase Brown would have looked fire.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we kind of said it. I'm not high on Flowers.
Yeah.
Matt Golding's a good rookie bet. And then
I like Golden a lot with the Reed injury stuff. I think Golden is a great pick, and he will probably be starting for him pretty soon.
Yeah, Coop could. I think Coop could be great as well.
He could be good. I just don't know with Kubiak's offense, man. I just don't know. Like Olave wasn't very good. I'm pretty sure Olave plays the outside and Cup plays the slot, but nonetheless, I know that Kubiak likes to go for deep balls. I think that'll be JSN that goes for the deep balls, and then it's going to be a lot of the running backs. So, but Coop is still a dog, and that's great value to have somebody with that kind of a resume.
Yeah. I like how we got the Ollie Gordon, and they kind of got your keeper there, or not keeper.
Yeah.
Your handcuff.
Yeah, no, Ollie Gordon. I have him in one other league that I don't have H-Han. Ollie Gordon. I mean, especially if H-Han doesn't play week 1, Ollie Gordon should be a start.
I think Scatabo is interesting.
It's worth taking a shot on it.
It's worth taking a shot, right? But with how cemented Tracy is in the offense, it's kind of hard to see him budging on that. But I mean, Xavier
I don't like Leggett. I think Jalen Coker is filling into the slot for Adam Thielen. Jalen Coker is the pick outside of Tet that I would go for.
Yeah.
I think Leggett should be on the waivers.
Yeah. Parker, if you've taken the time to watch this video, I think you should go get Coker off the waivers instead of Leggett.
Don't do
but
it.
If you don't, I won't be upset. Yeah. So nothing. Parker's team doesn't spark joy in my heart, except for Chase Brown.
It's just solid team, man. It sucks that he's 4 because we didn't talk about Dallas Goedert. Dude, we're telling you to go to the waivers. There are better tight ends on the waivers. I know that you want the QB tight end combo, but I would rather have Ferg, Kyle Pitts, maybe. There was another tight end on here that just got picked up. I don't remember who it was, but that was also somebody that I had looked at and had in mind.
I think Chig could be interesting.
Chig could be really good too. Yeah. Definitely understand, having the QB tight end combo, but I think there is much better value on the waivers than what you have.
All right, well, that's all of our division predictions here.
That's our teams? Gosh, damn, that went by quick.
Yeah.
You start riffing and then we're there.
Love fantasy football. Love my bad boys. I think it'll be a great year. I think we're gonna finish this off with some bold predictions. Me and Keegan both have one. I'll let you go first on yours.
All right. This is the year of the process where value is king. After a year, last year, with rookies like Bowers, Neighbors, Jaden Daniels, BTJ, Bucky, Bo Nix, we are caught into the hype, with myself guilty as well. Lad McConkey as well. That's another player that we're caught in the hype of.
Mm-hmm.
This rookie craze that we're on might be to our own demise, and ADP is going to be king this year. And I think Daniel is going to make a shot at the championship and have a good chance to win this year. So that's my bold prediction. Rookie craze, I'm guilty of it. Daniel picked very smart. He's got great balance on his team. He's got a really solid team with a QB1 and a potential defense 1. I think Daniel could be great this year.
Yeah. And just piggybacking off of what he said and what we said earlier, but like Garrett Wilson in the 4th, Getting Jalen Waddle in the
Jalen
sixth.
Waddle, I think, would be so good this year.
Those are both guys that fell way below their ADP.
Not sexy.
They're not sexy, but they clock in, they put in the work.
Yeah.
And
Just a
then
couple of plumbers, you know.
I think a couple of plumbers. I think the fact that Mason and Tracy are on his bench as well
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
just
Deep,
add.
good bench.
Yeah, good
Good
bench.
bench.
He's got players that he can shuffle
Yeah, minus
around.
those two. Whatever.
He's got, and we said earlier, he's got players he can shuffle around. You need players that you can put on the waivers and not feel bad. If you are too tied to the players that you like on your team and you're not taking risks on the waiver, that could be very bad.
Yeah.
Because there's always guys on the waivers every single year that will win you your league. So I think
Yeah.
Daniel's in a prime spot to do anything he wants, and I think
Good team.
Good team. Yeah, not much else to say. His
All right, let's hear it, Dove.
His week one defensive matchups are pretty bad. Pittsburgh, Chargers, Buffalo, both
Yeah,
won.
I'm in that
but
same boat too, actually.
what are his? He's got a little bit better projections week one, but my bold prediction this year is we're gonna go outside, sit down. We're gonna get our J and we're gonna spark it up.
All right, outside.
We got the Jimmy Stuffers.
Ruh-roh.
I think is the best team drafted. Or not the best team drafted, but I think his team. I would not be surprised if he is leading the league in the regular season with the best record. Christian McCaffrey fell to him a little bit in the first. He wasn't expecting it. CMC could easily be RB1.
I had my fingers crossed.
We've seen it so many times. He went ahead and reached for Travion in the third.
I like it.
The upside of Henderson is crazy.
Yeah.
He's shown that he can do it all. And they don't need stinky old.
Didn't fumble in college.
Yeah.
He was one of the best pass blocking running backs in college. He can catch the ball. He's explosive running. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. This guy is amazing.
Yep. I love the Lad McConkey pick. I was very high on McConkey. Keenan Allen came in. It kind of brought him down a little bit, but
not much though.
Not much. I think McConkey could explode. Puka obviously could have a fantastic season. He drafted a great tight end in Tucker Kraft.
Great. That's what I'm talking about. The value, like that Tyler Warren, Kraft, and Joku, those late tight ends could be so good.
I think there's a lot of people in this league that were high on Tucker Kraft. I was.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Me too. We know Ian was.
Yep. And then I was also very high on Calvin Ridley. I think that's a great flex. And,
can you go to the fourth round really quick? Can we just look at that really fast?
Yeah.
Just real quick. I picked Tet. And the reason why I picked Tet is because you've got Garrett Wilson, you've got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley. I just like the upside of Tet with Canales and him just being an alpha.
Yeah.
But Calvin Ridley, outside of that, I think Cam Ward is going to be a fantastic quarterback. He's going to have a terrible week one against the Broncos, but I think he'll bounce back, and I think Calvin Ridley will be good. And I think Calvin Ridley is going to outperform all these other big names that are here in the fourth round, Wilson.
I agree.
Harrison.
I would rather have Ridley over Wilson.
Yeah.
Tet and Ridley.
That's a bold prediction in itself, right there. Quite honestly.
Yeah. I just can't trust the Jets. The Jets are a team I don't want to look at, and I'm not. If I assume Scott Hansen's not going to have them on very often at red zone this year. They're stinky, stink, and don't like them.
Yep.
Would rather have Ridley over Harrison, DJ
Chuck
Moore.
Kyler.
I would rather
DJ
have him
Moore
over
is
Devonta
the
Smith.
receiver one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and Zay Flowers. JMO I like, but I would rather have Calvin or Ted over, JMO. But it's just it's just an interesting group there. Yep. I like a lot of those receivers, but some more than others.
I think Jack did his pre-draft prep, and I think it worked out well for him.
Yeah, it's a great team.
I think some of these RBs will get shuffled, some of these handcuffs, but he's also has Travis Hunter, the gold mine, on his bench.
Yeah.
Krosky Merritt could be that guy. Could not be that guy, but he's on his bench for a reason.
High upside.
High upside. I think Herbert's just a fine pick.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get those touchdowns and that passing work, there's still plenty of QBs I think that are perfectly fine on the waivers, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
even
Goff
though,
is great. I like JJ. Jordan Love is great.
yeah,
I like Trevor Lawrence a lot with Liam Cohen.
yeah,
Like here.
one of these
Wow, we're just
guys,
giving free game right now.
one of the
We better wrap this up before we give up too
yeah,
much
one of
game.
these guys will end up a top 10 QB, and that's just
Yeah.
how the game works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my bold prediction is the Jimmy Stuffers. I think he's got a good team.
Stuffers, schmuffers. It's the year of the process where value is king.
Yeah, and they're both in different divisions, so they won't have to
Yeah.
compete against each other. But I think this will be a good year.
Should be a good year.
I think this is the most competitive that this league will be.
It's in a good place.
It's in a great place. I love all my boys. I want them to stick around for forever. Yeah, I can't wait for week 1.
Yeah, should be great.
And we were talking about it a little bit before this. We'll just end it off, but these are all week 1 predictions. We'll see very, very soon, within the first 3 weeks probably, whose team actually has it and whose team doesn't.
It's all BS.
It's all BS.
I know I'm going to hear it from some of you guys with my predictions. Just hear me now. I think that all the teams look pretty good, and I could see the value in each of these rosters. We don't know.
Yeah.
When the pads come on, we will know.
Yeah. All right, and I think that's where we'll end it off today. I want to do these videos every week. The highly edited week recaps are pretty time consuming. So I'd love to get a variety of boys on here every week. They won't be this long. This is a long one, but I think this is the style of video that I want to upload for the rest of the year. So if anybody has interest, I'll be asking as well. So stay tuned. Can't wait for week 1. And that's where we'll end it. Good luck.
God
to
bless the
everybody.
LBB.
God bless the LBB. We'll see you week 1, boys.